Hi, this is RockinRobin, and it's time to look at the top 10 items to sell on eBay or Mercari or Poshmark for 2024. We do this once a year, and it's a big help for everyone. Stay with us. I did a lot of research and used a lot of what I've known over the past 25 years to help me form this list for 2024. And the number 10, we're going backwards, item to sell are baby items. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can go with baby items. There's clothes. A lot of different clothes will sell. Not all of them sell for a high amount of money. There's a lot of baby clothes out there that are used that you can buy, but you'll have to really get to know the brands and what people are looking for. But there are other items as well, like baby cribs. One of the big sellers, I would say, would be safety items for kids, things that help make them safe. A lot of those are very expensive for adults and to buy, and they're not something that they are going to buy and then re-give away because it's not clothes. Clothes are the typical thing you give away. Baby monitors are huge. People are always looking to see or to listen to what their baby sounds like or make sure nothing is happening from the other room. So baby monitors are very, very important and do sell well. There was a time I had a big, huge pallet of baby monitors, and I got them for $5 each, and I sold them for about $30 each, and they all went very fast, and people were very happy with them. So if you're able to get something like that, that would be a great item. But there's a lot of other baby items that do sell and do sell well. And if you get them in good condition at a thrift store or a garage sale, you may be able to sell them. Babies never go out of style. People are always going to have babies. So it's something that you can always look to resell. So that is a good item. That is number 10 on our list. And there's safety items like this. Some are going to be big. That's the problem with some baby items. But if you can get them in a box brand new, a lot of times they will be easier to send, and you'll be quite profitable. Profit can be there for baby items, depending if you can get them wholesale. You probably can get a very good profit on them, and that's our goal. So number 9 are computers. Not just computers and laptops and accessories. People are always looking for computers. It's something they always need. Now, these can sell for a lot of money or they can sell for a little bit of money. You need to know something about computers if that is what you want to specialize in. That's something good for you to sell in 2024. If you don't know anything about laptops, if you don't know what the accessories do, people maybe will want an explanation sometimes on the items they got. It'll be hard for you to sell that item. But everybody needs a computer, and they're always constantly selling. So it's something that if you sell that and accessories, that you'll have a constant flow. It's not like you're going to sit on that inventory for a long time if you price it right. Now, you can get these as well. A lot of times garage sales will have different kinds of computer and computer equipment. Of course, if you know somebody and you can get them at inventory wholesale prices in a big lot, you're doing better, especially if you can get a whole bunch and sell the same item over and over and over. That would be a very profitable way. But there's things like this webcam and different pieces for computers that they're going to use, whether it's speakers, webcams, mouse pads, that do sell well if you want to sell that type of thing, but you don't want to sell the actual computer. But this is a big, hot item. This is a great category for anybody who's electronically inclined and works with computers. It might be the way to go. For me, I don't know that well. I know how to use a computer. I know how to do the things I want. But if people ask me questions about how to install or, does this work with that, I have no idea. So if you're like me, don't pick this type of category to sell in. There's 10 great categories I'm going to show you, and computers can be a tough one, but for a lot of people, it's the perfect item to sell on eBay. So let's look at number 8. Number 8 is collectibles, and I love collectible figurines. I've been making a lot of money of these for many years. Now, there's a lot that sell really, really well. If you get the right one, you can make money. Now, what you need to do is you need to go to thrift stores, you need to go to garage sales and pick these up. I sometimes will go and maybe I'll look each one up individually on eBay as I go along. If you need to know how to scan, look at one of my other videos. I'll show you how to scan items, and you can find out what they are and how much they're selling for quickly. Now, these right here are selling for a good amount of money, and some do. You got to get to know the name brands. There are some that you're going to find that maybe sell for $20. Some maybe sell for $1,000. There's also going to be some that don't sell. There's a lot of different kinds of figurines and collectibles out there. But I love collectible figurines. I even, Hummels are not the big collectible anymore, but sometimes you can get them for really cheap, and a few of them can be worth money. But you want to look for Yadro, Jim Shores are big, Disney items are big, We Friends are big. There's just a lot of different brands. So I tend to go and I look up anything that looks like it's quality. I will go and I'll look up individually on my eBay app and see. Royal Dalton, I have some Royal Daltons that are worth a lot, some are not. Same thing with these Beswicks. Here's a Hummel. Now, it's not worth a lot, but I bought one for $1 at a garage sale. And if I'm going to buy it for $1 and I could still sell it for $20 or $30, I'm still going to pick it up. Here are some really cool Disney ones. These are Enesco. They're not Disney brand. They're not Jim Shore, but they still sell. Here's a nicer one. It's a nice Disney trading. You might find some of these out there, and you know that they are worth some money. Even if it's $30, you get them for $5. Why not? Collectible animal figurines often will sell. If you get the right one, you can make big money. That one's a Royal Dalton. And look, even some of these types of figures, you never know what you're going to find. And collectible figures is a good thing to keep your eyes open for when you go garage selling, because some of them can be worth a lot of money. And a lot of times the people who are selling them are only selling them for a couple of dollars, maybe $1, maybe $2. You don't want to spend more than $5 usually, unless it's a big name item. Now, number 7 is toys, specifically action figures and Legos. Here are some Legos. Now, Legos are not as big as they were maybe last year, but they still sell for a lot of money. And so do action figures. A lot of times you'll go and people will have a whole bunch of action figures and they'll charge $1 each. Well, not all of them are going to be worth something, but a lot of them can be. Like this one right here, looks like it's really nice and it's a Superman. Why wouldn't it be worth something? Well, this one, they got $1.99. So you got to be aware they're not all worth something, but you also got to know that some are worth a lot, and it's a fun category. If you collected action figures or Legos as a kid, this is going to be fun for you. It's not just going to be work. I love to go through these, and here's the Legos. This is a Christmas one. I love to go through action figures, especially if they're in a box, and try to get the whole box, because you never know what you got in there. And when it comes to Legos, you want to try to get them complete in box. You can get the pieces. People will buy pieces, but I tend to look more for them complete in a box. If unused, of course, is best. Unused anything is always best. But some of these right here, some of these figures I didn't even know existed. But you never know what you're going to find. There's always a little bit of something, and age can matter. Sometimes the older, the better. Sometimes older is better than having it in box. Sometimes if it's new and it's in box, it's not worth as much, and even an old one out of box can be worth more. You never know. You might even find something that's Abraham Lincoln. You never know. They make a little bit of everything out there in these boxes. Here's a nice Transformers. Keep your eyes open. Look for what you know. Don't be afraid to look them up on eBay, Mercari, whatever it is that you use. Even the Lego boxes, same thing. But always keep them in your cart and look them up. Or if you go to garage sale, keep them with you until you've looked them up. Don't be afraid to look things up. But don't be afraid to make some purchases too. You don't want to let items go if they're cheap enough. you got to say, is this Lego box cheap enough in case it's not worth a ton? But chances are, if you're going to get a Legos and it's new in box, it's probably worth it. It's, you don't want to spend more than $5, sometimes $10 if it's a really good one or it's a really big one. Now, number 6 is clothing, and this is both men's and women. I think, for me, I like to sell men's, and I think men's clothing sells better than women's, but it's hard to tell because women really like their clothes. Men will just buy the clothes and because they need them, and women like them because makes them look nice. So you have to know your clothing. And now the brands change constantly. Sometimes you'll find a certain brand will sell for a while, then it's out of fashion. So you have to kind of know your fashion, know what you're looking for. I've always sold a ton of Tommy Bahama shirts, and right now they're not really selling like they were. So they're kind of getting old, and I don't sell them as good as I used to. So I try to look for other brands, and sometimes you're going to have to look them up. I'd say for women, the top brand to look for is Lululemon. They're always looking for that. Maybe some Kate Spade. Anthropology does good with women. For men, I like to get NHL. There's a lot of different brands. Vineyard Vines, Polo Ralph Lauren. It all really depends on what the item is, and don't be afraid to look them up. Now, I go to a place where on Wednesdays they have clothes for $1, so if I pick a wrong one, it's not going to kill me if I have to only sell it for $10 or $12. Of course, I'm always looking for the ones you're going to sell for $30 or $40, but clothing is a great category for you to sell in 2024. People always need clothes. I think people are paying less for clothes than they used to because there's so many clothes up. They have less money lately, not as much as they did during the pandemic, and they're just not buying as much as they were. But you still will do fairly well if you buy the right brands, if you know something about clothes, if you know something about fashion. If fashion is your thing, whether you sell men's or women, you usually will do pretty well. You just got to price them reasonable. And what I like about them is they're not something that's going to break. You can store them in your closet. You can get yourself some racks, whatever it is you need to do. Fold them and put them in boxes if you can do them very nicely. Clothes are a good thing to sell. And Poshmark, I have been selling a lot lately. A lot more clothes than I sell on eBay. So if you're thinking about doing Poshmark, of course, Poshmark is for clothes. If you want to do both eBay and Poshmark, that's a good thing as well. Now, number 5, I call pharmaceuticals, but it's really vitamins and supplements. People are buying more vitamins and more supplements than ever before. And if you can get these wholesale or at decent prices, sometimes you get them at like a clearance at a Walmart or a Walgreens or a CVS. You can make some good money. For a long time, I was selling a lot of pharmaceuticals. I had a place around here that I was able to get them wholesale, and I was making some good money. Lately, they haven't had any vitamins and supplements. They've had creams and different things like that, so I wasn't selling a lot. But it's a good thing to sell if you can get them. Make sure they're good quality. Always check the dates. A lot of people will sell them even if they're past the expiration date. I don't like to. I don't think eBay really lets you. And also, Mercari, you can't sell vitamins and supplements. So be aware of that because I have tried and it's not one of their categories. So be careful. It's good for eBay. It's good if you get them wholesale. Good if they're not expired. But there's a lot of things you have to worry about with that. If they're expired, you want to throw them out. You want to mention it in the listing that you have an expired or what the date is when it expires. So be aware of those things before you go and you buy any big pallets or any of these. Look that up. And there's a variety, though. I mean, there's a huge variety. And if you did want to specialize in this and you found something that you can do, it would be a good profit-making thing for 2024 for eBay. And like I said, it's eBay alone. It's not a Mercari. And you can't sell these, I don't believe, on Poshmark either. You can try at the flea market if you want. I've sold some, but that's a good category. Number 4 is jewelry. People always want jewelry, but another thing you have to know about jewelry. I don't know that much about jewelry. I put some jewelry up, but I haven't been putting that much because I don't know. There's a lot of vintage makers. There's costume jewelry that sells really well. There is some people who only want gold, 14 karat or 18 karat, or maybe they want gold plated. You have to know the sizes. If you do know those things, and this is something you love, you will find a lot of this at garage sales. You'll also find some at the thrift stores, so take a look. But garage sales are the place to go, and you usually can get them for $1. The good thing about jewelry is it's small, they're easy to store, but you have to have the space, of course. You have to get just little boxes. If you know about jewelry and that is your thing, it'd be a great category to sell in. It does sell well. Something that I can definitely recommend if you know something about it. Like any of these categories, you want to know something about the items before you sell. You don't want to go into something and you say, gee, I know nothing about jewelry, but I'm going to do this. Well, learn before you do it. Try to find a category that you know something about and see how it sells. I don't know, maybe what you want to sell is not going to be in the top 10, but if you know something about it, you're going to do better than if somebody who doesn't know something about it, because you can always add something. You'll always know when you go shopping automatically that this is a good item. You won't know if you're not used to it and it's not something you don't know. So jewelry is one of the items that I would recommend. It's number 4 on our list if you are a jewelry person and you know. And you can sell necklaces, you can sell bracelets, you can sell rings. There's so much different types of jewelry, and you can sell vintage, you can sell costume, you can sell gold, a lot of jewelry, and you can sell it singles or you can sell it in lots. That's why it's number 4. So let's look at number 3. Number 3 is wireless chargers. Now everybody needs to charge their phone, and wireless chargers are huge. I know that I have, oh my gosh, 2, 3, 4 different kinds of wireless chargers, because I need them at different times for different things. And chargers eventually will wear out and the batteries won't be as good, so you'll have to get another charger. Well, it's a great category and it's selling really, really hot right now. It's definitely one of the hottest categories on eBay, but some of them may not be worth a lot, so you're going to have to sell in big quantities, and you probably will, because so many people are buying them. If you can get them wholesale, that's the best way to do it. If you're just getting them individually at a garage sale or a thrift store, depending on the one that you purchase, it may be worth it. And certain ones you're only maybe going to get $3 or $4 for. You don't want to do that. So check them out, make sure you scan, see what they're worth. Like I said, if you get them wholesale and you get a ton of them and you're able to resell them, then you're going to make some good bucks. So that's a good category. And speaking of selling a lot, number 2 is the most sold item on eBay, and that is car phone holders. Now, these do not sell for a lot, so these you're definitely going to have to sell a ton of. But this item is the hottest selling item. They sell more of these than anything else right now. That can change, but I think it'll still be big in 2024. That cell phone holders for your car are going to sell. So if you want to sell something that you can get really cheap and you're not making a big profit on, but you're selling a ton, this is the category, because nobody buys more of these than anything else on eBay. So car phone holders are big, and they come in a variety. You're going to see all different kinds, and everybody likes different kinds. Sometimes people buy one, they don't like it, they'll buy another one that they like. They're changing all the time. So there's so many different kinds. You can put them on your dashboard, you can put them on your mirror, you can put them in where you would put the soda. I mean, you can put a lot of different kinds. So look for these if you can get them in high quantities, because they are the biggest seller. Number 1 for us is cologne and perfume. And the reason for this is the profits are usually very good. Now, you're going to find these at garage sales and at thrift stores. And if you can get them wholesale, you want the real thing. You don't want the fake brands. Fake brands are not going to work. A lot of people will sell the fake brands. But if you can get real brands, you can make some money. I know that some people will buy them at stores when they're on sale. There are several stores out there also that sell these high quality perfumes, and you can make money buying them when they're on sale or certain times and resell them. But perfumes and colognes, whenever I've bought any at garage sales, I have always made a large amount of money. I've bought them for cheap. I bought some for 10 and sold for 150. I bought some for $1 and sold them for 25, 30. It all depends. I've even sold samples that I got for $0.25 and still made 20 bucks on them. So always look for perfumes. And if you can get real perfumes and you can get them wholesale, I would say that is the number one item to sell as far as profit, between profit and what you paid for them, depending on where you get them, of course. If you can get them wholesale, sell them. But if you're out looking for items, keep your eye on this, because these sell very well and they sell for good money. And it doesn't seem like there's as many people out selling these as some other items. So this is what I am going to be looking for most in 2024. And I think it's going to be one of the biggest sellers. It never runs out. Everybody always wants to smell well. Nobody wants to smell like they've been working all day in dirt and grime, or their pits smell, or anything smells. You see the commercials all the time for Lumi and different things. I'm sure you can sell that too if you wanted to. So this is what I'm going to recommend you look out for the most. This is, I think, where the biggest profit is and what sells very fast. So those are my top 10 items for 2024. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, hit the bell, and give us a big thumbs up.